Okay, here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to face off the end to get a nice smooth end surface on there. Get rid of anything left over from the prior cutoff. Follow that up with the same tool with a turning operation to kind of get that stepped geometry in there. So we're going to do some rougher cuts at a slower speed. And then we're going to make, it looks like 2 finish passes at a higher RPM. So I think that was the last rough cut. And I think now we're making our finish passes. All right, so we're moving slower feed rate and also higher RPM. So that gives us a smaller feed, a much smaller feed, and a better surface finish. Here what we're doing is just putting a little center mark with a center drill in the bottom there, and then we're going to drill this out with a bigger kind of standard point drill. Watch the big chip there hanging on. That's not so good. These little chips coming out and falling off, that's the kind of chips you want. So we're doing a little bit of a peck where we're going in, I don't know, maybe about 1/2 inch or so, and then just kind of pulling the tool out quickly to clear some chips out. Notice we're doing this whole thing without any kind of cutting fluid, mostly for demo purposes. It helps us to be able to see what's going on a little bit better. So we're done drilling, and what we're going to do is put that little center drill back on there and use the fatter end of the center drill just to put a little chamfer on the inside edge of that hole, just so we don't have a sharp corner. Next, we're using the boring bar and a little grooving tool on the inside of the boring bar to take out those 2 grooves that are on the inside. And actually those 2 grooves are to receive some rubber O-rings that we used to put in this part to slide it over a glass test tube. All right, next operation, we have a grooving tool. We're going to cut the little grooves that create the fins. And notice we're just making 1 pass in radially because the width of these grooves are exactly the width of our tool. So we're just going to groove, 4 grooves. And now this you don't do in your tutorial, but we have a little kind of 90-degree point tool here, and we're going to touch it in on those edges and just put a tiny little 45-degree chamfer on all the edges of those fins, again just to take the sharp edge off of there. All right, so not a lot of material being cutted, just a little cleanup operation. And then finally we're going to come in with our grooving tool, and we're going to run down to the middle and cut the part off. And that is pretty much it. I think Eli's going to kind of hand model the part right now. Let you see what it looks like. All right, so he'll show you the front end, the back end, side view. Notice there's that little pip on there from the cutoff, just a little bit of material left behind right there on that hole on the back side. That'll just get cleaned up with a little post-machining operation, probably just by hand, kind of clean up that edge there and take that little piece off. All right, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed.